Hey, what's going on out there? It's Nas here from Eastness Labs. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to center a div both vertically and horizontally. If you take a look at what we have in the browser over here, we have a black background and a pink div has some text in it. If we resize this browser, you can see that it is actually centered. No matter how we resize this browser, it is actually going to be very centered. Whether we resize it vertically or go centered, and horizontally it will still go centered. There's so many ways of doing this, but in this tutorial I'm going to share with you my favorite way of doing this. So let's take a look at what we have, and I'm using Sublime Text, and in here I have my project that I just created with index.html file in it. Read it, nothing in it. I gave it a title of absolute center, and let's see how it looks like in the browser right now. There is nothing in that file so far. So let's see what we're gonna do in this project. So we're gonna have to start up with the div. I'll give it a class of container. There we go. This is gonna be the black div that we had just now, and it could be anything. Honestly, it doesn't really have to be a full screen div. It could be a 700 pixels width div. Could be anything that you want, as long as you have a container that you want to absolute center something in it. So we'll give it a container, a class of container, and in it we have another div that I will call it inner container. Okay, there we go, inner container. Alright, there we go. So, and let's see, in it, what are we gonna do? We're gonna put in some text. For example, I would just say, hey, I'm centered. Alright, let's say I'm absolute centered. Absolute centered. Alright, there we go. And down here, we'll give it another div. Let's say just some other random text. Let's say some Lauren Epsom over there. There we go. We're good to go. So let's take a look at how it looks like in the browser right now. There we go. It's really nothing fancy. It's just some text up there, and another text at the bottom of it. So what are we going to do? We want to center that text to the very center of the browser. So for now, in this tutorial, I'm going to use some internal style, which if you were supposed to do a website or anything of your own, I would recommend you to use some external styling. I mean, use an external style sheet. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to take it the way it is, because I just want to have everything right on the same page. So here we go. We have the container over here. I will give it some styling, and let's give it a style of a background of sorry, 1 2 3 4 5 6. There we go. That is the black color. Then let's see what we have over here. See, it's really nothing in it. But if you take a look at it, we have some margins over here, which are coming by default from any browser. So here we go. Let's get rid of those ones. We'll give it a margin of 0 and padding of 0. And if we take a look at that one more time, where is it? There we go. If we take a look at it one more time, you see that they're all gone just like that. So let's see. What do we want to do right now? Excuse me, I need to rearrange this a little bit. There we go. So if we take a look at it right now, we want to center this into this. But before then, we had this div here, 100%, both vertically and horizontally. So someone would think that, oh, I could just give it a certain width. That's quite fine, but I just don't want to do that for now. I just will give it a width of 100, viewport width and a height of 100 viewport height. If we take a look at it right now, we will have the whole browser just black in color. Now we had this in a container, pink in color. So let's see. We'll give it a background of pink, as you can see there, and let's give it a width of 50%. So let's see what's up. There we go, beautiful. Yet we need to give it some padding. We need to make that text look good a little bit, so we'll give it a padding of 2%, both top and bottom, and left and right we'll give it a padding of 4%. Let's see what's up. There we go, quite fine so far. And so what we want to do right now is we want to center this div. We want to put it right over here. So how are we going to deal with that? Someone will say that, oh, just give it a margin auto. So let's see. If we give it margin auto, it's not going to give what we want. We will have it, there we go. We will have it horizontally centered, but vertically it won't be centered. And yes, it is horizontally centered and it is responsive, but this is not what we are looking for. What we want is to center this div both horizontally and vertically. So let's see how we're going to do that. So over here, what we need to add is we need to give it this container position relative. That means we want to position this in a div absolute to this parent container. So let's give it a position absolute, and if we give it a position absolute, that means that this is going to be the child of this div over here. So if we give it a top of 50%, you can see what's going to happen over there. There we go. It actually went from the top to the very top of this div 50%, but that's not what we want to do. What we want to do is to center this div. We want to put it around this position. So for the vertical alignment, vertical centering, so we just need to put it around this place. So what should we do about that? Here we're going to use a CSS3 property, which is transform translate y. We're going to translate y by minus 50%. What does this mean? Let's take a look at how it's going to look like, then I will explain what's up. There we go. You can see that if we resize this browser, it goes to the very center. You see, it is just at the center, very center. What happens over here is that we position this 50% from the top, and what happens over here down here when we say translate y minus 50, the translate property, what it does, it detects the height of this container and it pulls it 50% from the top. Because we give it a minus 50, that's when it will pull it up 50%. And so what are we going to do? We want to center both vertically and horizontally. So it's just an easy task. We're just going to go to left 50%. If we take a look at it right now, it will just go all the way to that part, and that's not exactly what we want to do. What we want is to center, to put this at the very center of this browser. So what we want to do over here is to transform translate x. But if we write transform translate x just under it, let me just show you, transform translate x, and if we give it a minus 50%, what we're going to do is we're going to overwrite what is just on the top over there. So let's take a look at it. That's not what we're looking for. If we center this vertically, you can see it's not going exactly what we want. What happened over here, I will show you what happened. You see, vertically, horizontally, it goes without any problem. But vertically, what happened over here, if we take a look at the, let me inspect the element over here, and I will show you what's up. You see, what happens over here is in the container over here, you see, in the inner container, we have transform y overwritten by transform translate y overwritten by transform translate x. So what we want to do is to put them together in the same line. So here we go. We need to get rid of that y over there, and we need to give it 50, minus 50, and minus 50 over here, meaning that we need to transform translate minus 50x and minus 50y. Sorry, there is a comma in between. And let's see what's up. Let me just close that one. There we go. We got exactly what we're looking for. And you see, if I center it, if I resize my browser vertically, you see it goes, and if I resize it horizontally, it will just go with the size of the browser. So you can see there is really nothing special on that. It's just a matter of using this line over here. These few lines over here are the ones that make the whole magic happening over there. And don't forget to add the prefixes, because it is a CSS property. So CSS3 property. Sorry. So you really have to add some WebKit support. What else? Microsoft support. Internet Explorer, sorry, and you need to go for Mozilla, and Opera you still need to give it support as well. So you need to start supporting from the very top, going all the way down. So let's see what's up. There we go. We still have exactly the same what we had earlier on. So quite simple. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and if you have any question, please put in a comment and I'll get back to you very soon. Talk to you later. Bye.